Henry Cavill out as Superman amid Warner Brothers DC Universe shake-up. This is an exclusive from Hollywood Reporter, and this is Movie Burner News Late Edition. Joining us as always is John, and John, this news has just broke, and I've got to be honest, I'm quite shocked with this news. Didn't see this coming, I've got to be honest. We've heard all the reports back and forth in regards to Ben Affleck's Batman and you know, the problems that have lay in that character and the actor himself being removed as the director of the Batman movie, etc. But this news has came out of the blue in regards to Henry Cavill. Funnily enough, I was just watching The Man of Steel 2 days ago, and I've said to you, it's still my favourite DCEU movie, and he's no longer part of the team.
It's my favourite DCEU movie as well, Stephen. He's actually, I've said it before and I'll reiterate, Henry Cavill is my favourite Superman. You can shove your Christopher Reeves up your jacksie. I love that guy as well. What he did with the character, he obviously took it from the goofy, campy version of the character. He was the Michael Keaton Superman, if you like. What Michael Keaton did for Batman in the 89, he did for Superman in the 70s. But sorry, Henry Cavill's my Superman. He's the one that I've connected with. He's my favourite. And I'm devastated to hear this news. I think it's an absolute disgrace what Warner Brothers are doing here. They're shaking up the DC Universe and they're taking away, for me, the best thing in the DC Universe. We all knew, as you said, Stephen, that Ben Affleck was leaving because he's had a lot of troubles with Warner Brothers. They threw his script out, they had clashes with him. He's now, I don't think he's even doing this Batman film. I think it's been pushed back. We're getting a Sirens, I Gotham City, or whatever the hell it's called, movie. We're getting 2 Joker movies, we're getting a Supergirl movie thrust upon us. And now the 2 best characters for me in the whole DC universe, comic book universe, any universe, are potentially getting recast. For me, this is the end of the DC universe in its current form. It has to be rebooted now. I'm sorry, Gal Gadot done a fantastic job as Wonder Woman in the first film, but she's not a great actress, she isn't. That was Patty Jenkins that got that performance out of her. She's a terrible actress. Out with that, we've not even seen an Ezra Miller movie. We're going to get this Aquaman film. It's still up in the air whether that's going to be a success or not. I do love Jason Momoa. I've followed that guy since he popped up in Game of Thrones, but I'm all for rebooting it now. I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, they've shook it up. They've took out the best thing and they've forced out the other best thing in Ben Affleck's aging, wizened, grizzly old Bruce Wayne. For me, this is the end and they have to reboot it. There's no other way out of it. They have to reboot it. I don't know what the hell they're playing at. You look at the Hollywood Reporter article, and apparently it's all down to, well, they're saying it's down to scheduling conflicts, now closing the door on a potential appearance for the actor. DC and Warner Brothers are now shifting their focus onto a Supergirl movie, which will be an origin story featuring the teen superheroine, and that this effectively removes an actor of Cavill's age from the storyline's equation, given Superman, aka Kal-El, will be an infant according to DC law. So to me, this looks like they've already made their mind up they're going to reboot it. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Are you happy we're getting a Supergirl movie, Stephen? Fresh off the news that Superman's bit the dust in his current form. I'm not.
Well, the whole thing's a bit of a mess, John, if you ask me. I don't think they know what they're doing at this point.
No, they don't.
You know, the Supergirl thing is interesting. The young Superman, young infant Kal-El thing. I don't know if that is a reboot, to be honest with you. This could be like what Marvel are doing with Captain Marvel.
Clutching at straws there as well, Steve. Just because he's an infant with the DC law.
Yeah, it's set at a different time. Yeah. Very much the same as Captain Marvel, set in the 1990s for Marvel, and you know, DC's Wonder Woman, the next one coming out, set in 1984. It could be that. I don't know. I've got to be honest with you. I saw this coming up, getting flagged up on my phone earlier on, and I couldn't believe it. I really just couldn't believe it. I thought they were getting their act together with this thing that's removed from the DCEU, this Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, which I thought was a good move, as well as the Jared Leto one that we're going to get as well. The Gotham City Sirens, or whatever they're called, sounded like an interesting concept too. Suicide Squad was a major letdown. Batman v Superman was a major letdown. You look at the movies that have come out, the Justice League was an absolute flop. Man of Steel and Wonder Woman really the only ones that stand out for me.
Yeah.
Out of, I don't know, 6-7 films, I think that's a shocking record for a studio. They really need to get their act together. This is nothing to do with comparing them to what Marvel's doing and what Marvel have been doing for 10 years. This is taking them out of the equation. We're not talking about that lot. We're talking about DC here. And they need to get their act together. I think some people need to be removed from that company because I don't think they've got the best intentions of these characters involved. As you said, John, they've got Batman and Superman, the two biggest comic book characters out of all of the companies, and I don't think they're giving these characters the respect they deserve, to be honest with you. Henry Cavill as Clark Kent, Superman, was one of the best things that could have happened to that character. Brandon Routh played him back in 2006 in Superman Returns. I thought he did a fine job to a poor movie. And since then, we've not had another Christopher Reeve, basically, since Christopher Reeve. And I'm not talking about Superman 4 here. I'm talking about the original Superman movie and possibly Superman 2. But it's sad, it really is. I think Henry Cavill's a fine actor. We saw him lately in the Mission Impossible film. I think, as well as Tom Cruise, he's made that film successful with his portrayal in that movie. And as I said, Man of Steel is one of my favourite DC films of all time, not just in this DCEU phase they're going through at the moment. I think he was on par with Christopher Reeve, the original Superman movie. Very charismatic actor portraying Clark Kent as well. I thought his chemistry with Kevin Costner in that first film was excellent, and I thought his chemistry with Russell Crowe as well as his natural father in that movie was amazing. Michael Shannon as well, some great scenes with him in that first movie. And you know, the problem was never Henry Cavill, the problem was never Ben Affleck, the problem is the studio. You know, I don't know, I don't think they know what they're doing. I really just don't know I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they know what they're doing.
I think there's obviously a clash in egos at some place in this studio. I don't know who the hell's running what. I'm not as well versed as I am with Marvel and Disney. I don't know who's involved in what. Certainly I see here Warner Media CEO John Stankey congratulated Kevin and Toby and their team, but he took a parting shot at some of the franchises that fall under his remit. So I don't know who's under and above this John Stankey guy, but it's clear to me that there's a clash in egos all over the place. One department doesn't know their arse from their elbow, really, which is a phrase that's widely used in Scotland, which means that they don't know what the hell they're doing from one end to the other. And what we see is a complete and utter riot here. The planning is just all over the place. It's haphazard. It's reactionary, Stephen, instead of putting in plan a clear structure like we see at Marvel and Disney. I think they need to forget about Disney and just get their act together. We've been saying this for about a year, 2 years now, though. I don't think it's going to happen. There needs to be changes from the top. Weed out all this nonsense, this backstabbing and clashing of egos. Get a good firm base in place. Get the right actors in place now, because it's clear to me that they have reset it. I see here that there was a Warner's insider. A source at Warner says that they're trying to hit the reset button with the DC Universe, which is fair enough, but they've chosen the wrong one for me, really. If you were going to keep, and it's clear that with Wonder Woman 2 coming out, I don't know what the hell it's called, 1984 or something, that's clear that they've got their plan in place to keep certain parts of this DC Universe, and they're picking the wrong one.
The problem is, John, that if they're going to reboot it, they need to sever all ties with the previous movies and the previous actors. You can't have Gal Gadot returning as Wonder Woman and the one after this one interacting with some other actor playing Superman, some other actor playing Batman. You've also got Ezra Miller, apparently still on board to appear in a Flash movie. I've lost all interest in this now, I've got to be honest with you. I've lost all interest. The Aquaman movie's coming out in a few months' time. I couldn't care less now. I really couldn't. I'm a big fan of Jason Momoa, but I'm absolutely scunnered with this, because this, you're right, you used the word there, John, reactionary. That is what this studio has been like for the last 3 or 4 years now. We're going to do a Suicide Squad 2. We're going to do Flash movie. We're going to do an Aquaman movie. we're going to do the Batman movie, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Oh, we've changed our mind. We're going to have a Harley Quinn movie. Oh no, scratch that. We're going to put her in a movie with the Gotham City Sirens. We're going to call it Gotham City Sirens. Oh no, we'll scratch that too. It's an absolute mess. They don't know what they're doing. They're coming out announcing things and then changing their mind. And the fans have had enough. Simple as that. They've had enough.
You look at Marvel, Stephen, and I keep getting back to Marvel because they are really the gold standard for how to do a spread out and a well thought out, interconnected cinematic universe. And they've had things in plan 5, 6, 7, 8 years in advance. The stories are all meshing in. And I just think it's, as you did say, it's an absolute shambles. They're reacting to positive feedback and reacting to negative feedback. That's too dark. We'll lighten it up. We've seen Harley Quinn did well. People have connected with Margot Robbie. Let's get her back for another film. How we're going to do it, I don't know. We'll just react on the go. And it's just, it doesn't work. It's an absolute shambles. Maybe it's for the best that they are resetting this cinematic universe though. But I just think getting rid of Henry Cavill is an absolute disaster. And it's the wrong decision. And I think that in conjunction with the way they were clashing with Ben Affleck over the Batman film, which apparently had a phenomenal script. I seen an article just a week ago that says it was one of the best scripts I've ever seen. That, in line with this news, it tells me that they're making the wrong decisions and they need to flush out things from top to bottom and get their act together and quick. It's 5 years down the drain for me, and it really is. It's sad news. The final thing I'll say is we've seen Danny Garcia, apparently, who represents Henry Cavill, saying that the cape's still in the closet and that they still remain partners as they have partners with DC and Warner Brothers as they look to evolve this universe. She anticipated a Warner Brothers statement later today, or later, after her tweet, and it turns out that I've read the Warner Brothers tweet and statement, and it's telling me nothing. It's just completely contradicting it. They're saying the same thing. We'll look to stay close, but it's clear to me they're going off in different directions. Apparently it's about money and scheduling conflicts. I did think when Henry Cavill came on board with the Witcher series, I did wonder what the hell was going on there. How much can this guy fit in along with all these commitments to the DC universe? What's clear why he's done it, because they are showing him the door. So listen, I've not got much more to say other than it's an absolute shambles from top to bottom. Warner Brothers are a joke. The handling of the DC universe has been shambolical, and this is a disgraceful and idiotic decision, I think.
Yeah, hold the front page, John, because I think there's going to be more coming out about this. I think Henry Cavill will have his say at some point as well when the dust settles. I've not got much more to say myself, but if you go into our Twitter feed, we've got a little poll running just now at Movie Burners, and it's the simple question is Henry Cavill out as Superman, and you can put your votes to, is this good news, is it bad news, should we replace him with Nick Cage, or should DC reboot the whole thing?
You certainly can't do any worse than Nick Cage, Stephen. That's another thing. We've seen a lot of speculation about who's going to replace him. I've seen Michael B. Jordan getting put in there. Listen, I love Michael B. Jordan. I think he's one of the best actors out today, but to me he's not a good fit for the character. I've seen what he's able to do. I thought his Killmonger was unbelievable. To me, one of the greatest villains in the MCU to date, but I don't think he'd fit as Superman, and it's nothing to do with the guy's ethnicity, his background or whatever. I just think it's absolutely vital to get the right person in. I don't care who the hell they are, where they come from, but I don't think Michael B. Jordan fits. I think he's popping up a little bit too much now, much like Tom Hardy was a couple of years ago, and he's in danger of being oversaturated in the market. So for me, that'd be wrong, and it's absolutely key to get this right. If indeed Henry Cavill is away, and by all accounts he is, there's no smoke without fire, it's all over the place. And the final thing I will throw in, Stephen, is we've also got an article from John Gray on our website as well, The Man of Tomorrow, where he indeed goes through some candidates of who is going to be potentially replacing Henry Cavill as they move forward. So yeah, that just wraps up our short little discussion of Henry Cavill leaving Warner Brothers DC. And we'd just like to thank you again for listening to us, and we'll be back shortly with the Movie Burner blog rundown.
Remember guys, if you enjoyed that episode, then do hit that like button, comment below, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. If you want to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Movie Burner Entertainment, then we can be found on Twitter and Facebook at Movie Burners. You can also listen to us on Google Play and iTunes at the Movie Burner Podcast. And last but not least, if you want to access all the latest written reviews and the occasional article, then that can be found on our website at movieburnerentertainment.org. Until the next time, goodbye.